You know, I was like, I had a panic moment for a second because I saw on the overlay it was Murines, and I was like, oh no, we made it type. Oh, it's a joke.
Yes.
We're so
Colonial Murines.
We're very clever. I think my rated E for whatever is like pretty good.
Kathleen wrote the intro part with the this is my dance, and then just said, and then you just do a dance.
Yeah,
and I was like, well, there was that old checkpoint, like there's a GIF of it somewhere of me doing like this. So I was like, I guess that's the checkpoint dance.
Yeah, I just wanted, because we were talking
it's
about...
an old reference.
Because we were talking about dances for, like, Chance the Rapper's dance is now in Fortnite, and so now Epic's making money off it because you pay V-Bucks for it. But Chance the Rapper's not getting money for that, but can you copyright a dance? And
I don't even know if it was his dance specifically. I think it was just he was complaining...
In a video. It was in a video of his, maybe?
I don't know. I think it was just he was musing in general about basically the hip-hop community inventing and popularizing a dance, and then it spreading in the culture, which is fine, and then video games monetizing them for emotes in a way that the original creator never sees money from it.
Yeah.
He was just sort of musing, you know, like, you know, is this weird? Is this not a problem? The responses to his tweet were reasoned as always.
That's code for not reasoned.
That's code for real racist.
Somebody quoted Cam saying, "Do a dance, then do a less shitty dance." And I was like, "What a good line! What is that?" Oh, it's from Commodore Hustle, when Cam figures out he can brainwash people and control the world and makes himself into some sort of like tiny tyrant.
The responses that...
It's me.
Hey, it's Paul. By the way, the responses to that tweet that weren't racist were things like, well, you can't trademark a dance, so it's legal, so shut up. And it's like, no, I'm not trying to have a discussion. You know, trying to talk about that.
Are you trying to do something?
It's not just this binary, like, is it legal, then it's fine. Is it not, then, you know, then it's a problem.
On the internet. We're done, Heather. Thank you. Heather's really good at her job.
Accurate.
This morning, Paul was like, "Hey, is North 100 up?" It's like, "Yeah, it's already done."
It's the tap concede.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
North 100, yeah.
Which, by the way, if you have watched the episode of Tap Concede and were confused and annoyed that the link mentioned didn't work, lrr.cc/m19, it should now work.
Yes.
Yay!
And if you watched Tap Concede and we're like, wow, Graham got that thing wrong, I did. That thing with lifelink, I got that wrong.
To be fair, if you were watch Tap Concede and say, this person got this thing wrong.
Sounds like you're watching any episode of Tap Concede. It's, as I said on Twitter, I was like, well, Nelson didn't correct me. Level 2 judge Nelson didn't correct me, but I did sound very confident. So.
Well, you could just put a correction at the beginning of next episode. Be like, I got something wrong. I'm so sorry for misleading you. It was not my intention to mislead you. And people will probably respond to that in a measured way.
All right, so let's...
They will not.
Clench Eastwood Dice Friends is, for the rest of this adventure, which is 7 more weeks, it will be on the D&D channel, but we will host it here.
At 4:30.
At 4:30.
It's 4:30. Oh my goodness.
Yup.
All right, so stories we talked about.
Yes. The aliens, colonial marine. I think Graham basically mentioned that, yeah, it's... obviously that's not going to fix the game. There's some other issues with the game, but that will fix some of the game.
It's like what I find amazing about this is not that I mean it's funny and crazy that this happened. It's the fact that one, this is like, it's not like a change in the code. It's just an INI file.
It's literally, you can edit it in Notepad.
And the fact that what we can infer that it's, so one, it was not fixed. Yes. Like only unofficial fixes have been, like there have been a few updates to Aliens Colonial Marines like officially come out. None of them fix this problem.
No, the most recent patch note is from 2013.
And the fact that, so like if you're building the AI system, clearly when you're building it, like you're testing it and doing all the stuff, right? So it was correct in the INI file for a large portion of the development.
I assume?
Well, no, it has to have been. Otherwise, they couldn't have made the AI.
Yeah.
So at what point somebody rewrote or decided to change a portion of the INI file and did it incorrectly, right?
Maybe someone literally just was changing something else, accidentally hit A, and didn't notice.
Probably.
And then they were like...
Or accidentally deleted it and then was like, oh, I better type that back in.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's...
An undefined variable in the code would have prevented it from compiling? Well, not necessarily. I mean, it obviously didn't.
Well, in the code, like, as opposed to the INI file.
Right.
But the other thing is that normally, one would think that if you have a unused or undeclared variable in your configuration file, that would it may not crash everything, but you think it would at least throw up a debug flag that somebody would notice. Maybe at some point while they were, for instance, having the lawsuit about how terrible the game is, somebody might have been like, yeah, it is weirdly terrible. Like, I don't remember being this terrible when I was developing it. Oh, look.
Yeah, I recall that portions of the game worked when I was done with it.
Yeah. The fact that they didn't, that they were like, yeah, this game is really bad. Like, that they didn't think it was weird that like when people started like releasing all this footage of the aliens being, wandering around and stuff.
Yeah.
That the developers weren't like, that's weird. They shouldn't be acting like that.
They weren't just wandering around. They were bumble-fucking their way around the levels like diabetic elderly cats. They were just like...
Wow. Are they... No, it was T-E-A. T-H-E-R-S. So there was an errant A in the word tether. They spelled it like leather, but that's not how you spell the word tether.
Anyway.
Surprised Graham and Kathleen didn't pick up on it. Pick up on what? What didn't I pick up on?
I don't know. The teethers are totally a thing.
Oh, that's spelled...
T-E.
That's with two E's.
Yeah.
Because it's about teeth.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's the how long it stayed as a problem that
Also,
I find
it's just
most
funny
amazing.
It's just funny that it was discovered in October, but someone only recently knew. Because what happened was it went on, there was like some sort of sale, and so it went down to like $3, and someone was like, oh, you know what, I'm going to check, because Templar GFX has been doing a lot of modding for the game on ModDB to like try and improve a bunch of stuff, and so this person on the Reset Era forums was like, $3? All right. Sure, let's dive into this. And then went to look at Templar GFX's stuff on ModDB and was like, excuse me, what? And so then made this new thread about this .ini file change, and then that got picked up and more widely reported. So, if you're interested.
It'd be so frustrating to be like the team that did all the AI and like spent so much work on like making it do all sorts of cool things. They like aliens can like climb on walls and like if they'll like flank you and like none of that was in the game. Like you spent so much time working on this. Nobody and the thing that people take away from the game is how terrible the AI was.
Yeah.
It's like, but I did
That's
it.
depressing.
I made that happen. Why isn't
I'm going to guess the dev had one copy and the QA had a different one, and that led the programmers to refusing to fix any bugs because QA is lying.
I mean, we're not crash scene investigators here, so it's not really important to figure out how this massive gaming pileup happened on the highway of our media landscape. We could really just look back and appreciate the burning cars at this point.
all right, so yeah, people don't pay attention to game ratings.
Let's do an informal poll here. I feel like my dad wouldn't have cared, but I wasn't playing a lot of video games in high school. But like I hung out with kids who were definitely not old enough to be playing Mortal Kombat and were. Graham, what about your parents?
I don't think they paid attention to the ESRB ratings.
Yeah. I mean, I never had a game system when I was a kid.
The game, like he didn't like me playing Resident Evil. But, you know, because it's rated mature, and I was in my early mid-teens or something.
Right.
Yeah. A lot of people saying that my parents didn't care, but this was a while ago. Foxmore said my mom didn't care about the ratings. Somebody's saying I had PC games, so.
I mean, they often have ratings. But,
yeah, PC games have ratings. What?
But they're easier to get. You don't have to like go to these days. You don't have to like go to a store to get them.
These days, yeah.
I was playing games like Blood 2 with my dad. My parents cared hard.
But I mean, like, you know, when you worked at
my dad showed me how to load Wolfenstein.
Like when you worked at EB,
yeah,
there like that happened all the time, right? Like the parents didn't care.
Yep.
Not only parents didn't care, but they actively, like you say, like this is not for kids, and they actively ignore that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or actively go against the recommendation.
A lot of people saying that their parents bought the games, so the only games they got were edutainment games. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I feel like there's
and it's not like we were going out there to like ruin a kid's day, right? But like we were certainly at certain points we were obliged to tell people.
Yeah.
To be like, you know, like I'm buying Call of Duty for this 9-year-old to be like, so you're aware this game's rated mature for violence, or no, so you're aware this game's rated mature. Oh, for what? Violence. All right. Whatever.
I like that there does seem to be like with the edutainment stuff, there does seem to be like a cutoff, right? It's like kids get sort of the like edutainment games, you know, whatever putt goes the thing.
Yeah.
Till a certain age, but then once they graduate out of the edutainment style games, it's just like whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, got some interesting observations from chat. One from Drio says, my mom was frantic about protecting me from mature content. My dad let me watch Apocalypse Now when I was 6.
Yeah.
So there's some communication issues there. And then Arctic Scarab says, in my recent experience as a game seller, a lot more parents care about age restrictions, but only in between 6 and 9 years old. After that, not a single shit.
Yeah.
I believe it.
And of course, you know, obviously what you do in terms of what you feel comfortable exposing your child to, entirely your business. But then, what percentage of these 86% of people that don't care about it then go back and be like, why are we showing these terrible games to our children? These should be outlawed, or whatever, right? Kids are playing all these violent video games. And it's like...
I'm very, like, aware of the media that we show Penelope. So she doesn't get to watch any violent movies or anything like that. She only gets to watch, basically, children's cartoons. She's 2.5, so I think that's fair. So she watches Totoro, Peppa Pig, and Puffin Rock, and it's really the only thing she wants to watch. Oh, she's watched Ponyo, and she liked that too, but that's about it. And then as far as things that she is allowed to do on Mummy's phone, because sometimes you need to distract a child with a phone when you need to get things done or you're at a restaurant. She has a whole swack of games designed for children that she is allowed to play. Those are the Penelope games, and she can help me play the Mummy game, which is
the
Pocket
Mummy
Camp.
game is Animal Crossing Pocket Camp.
Because, like, that's basically for children already. Just remember not to show her Watership Down.
Yeah.
Nope.
I remember, was it Beej who was like, oh, Totoro, cool, so what's next, Mononoke?
And I was like, no.
I mean, he was kidding, but yeah.
Fear of the Fireflies?
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah, it's...
Even I think Spirited Away is a bit too scary for a kid her age.
I tweeted about this last night. I was reading the Wikipedia.
Kiki's Delivery Service. Now that's good.
That's probably the next one, yeah.
Maybe
I tweeted about
might be
this
a little young for that
because I was reading the Wikipedia entry for Totoro. But Totoro was originally released. It was because Miyazaki was working on Totoro while his name escapes me. Was the other director was working on Grave of the Fireflies at the same time, and they were released originally as a double bill. And
I feel like this is going to make everybody unhappy.
apparently, they were both sent out to be like, this is the double bill, with no particular instructions about which one had to be played first. Generally, places decided to play Totoro second as a palate cleanser because, good Christ. But can you imagine watching Totoro and being like, oh, that was nice, and then Grave the Fireflies, and then you leave? It's like, oh.
You just stumble blinking out into the daylight and just need to go lie down.
Yeah.
Either way, Like, I don't know if I could, like, I don't know if I would want to even go into Totoro after Grave of the Fireflies.
No, I'd be like...
Like, I'm not emotionally prepared for, like, kids having fun.
Wait. Can I talk about the person who's like... Totoro's like secretly dark.
It wasn't just that person. I got several people who, because my tweet about Totoro got retweeted, and so people who don't follow me, I had several people be like, well, you know, the true actual dark, what's really going on in Totoro. There's like these ludicrous fan theories about how Totoro's actually really dark and creepy and these undertones, and it's like, no, that's not true. Just let a nice thing be nice.
Well,
you don't have to find some edgy bullshit dark reading of something.
It's the most gentle movie. Nothing happens. Well, I mean,
no, but like there is some. It does talk about, you know, some
Their mom is sick and
stuff. Some interesting stuff kids dealing with you know, a parent who's in the hospital and
like
stuff.
Kids getting lost
and that's
stuff.
not
absolutely
right. And sort of how they process that.
Yes, that's in the movie. But some of these people were like, well, you know, because like secretly the kids are dead because the only person who talks to them is their mother, and it's like that's
not true.
Have you seen the movie?
Like that's not.
I mean, I guess
literally everybody in the movie talks to Sasuke and Mei.
Yeah.
Strictly speaking, anybody in any movie could be secretly dead. I
guess.
But
Exactly. It's it's like Eclipsian says. It's people seem obsessed with making children's media edgy. It's like they're afraid of unironically enjoying something that's just good-natured and nice.
Ragnarok says they're thinking of The Sixth Sense.
Spoilers, yo.
Yeah, everybody in the movie runs over the whole country when Mei goes missing. Yeah.
I thought Totoro was about kids with their imaginary friends coping with a sick mother. Except that there are things that happen in the movie that are completely unexplainable if it's only imaginary or only a dream. The movie is there are forest spirits and they are real. That's the movie. Yeah. It's not a dream. They're not imaginary friends. There's no way the corn got on the windowsill in the hospital if it's just a dream. We've watched a lot of this movie. The movie is about forest spirits are real. And it's okay that the movie is about that. Yeah,
even at the beginning of the movie, like the granny from next door is like, I used to be able to see these spirits when I was your age.
Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah, actually, that's a good interpretation of the Calvin and Hobbes thing, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like there's stuff that happens that you know, you can interpret however you want, right? We're sort of viewing it. The view that we have of the show is not necessarily a reliable narrator kind of view, right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, so the Epic thing, deciding to retroactively give a ton of money to people who make assets for the Unreal Store. Amazing. Like, it's really good. Again, I am being, like, cynical about there must be some sort of reason, presumably some sort of tax break or something. There must be some corporate reason for it. I mean, certainly for it to be retroactive. But I mean,
it's the retroactive.
They still did a good thing.
The retroactive thing is very odd to me. It's like, I'm happy that you.
Yeah, what an accounting nightmare, if nothing else.
I'm happy that you have so much extra money. But it would be like a company being like, hey, we have all this extra money. We're just going to refund everybody who bought DLC in the last year. We don't need that money anymore.
See that? Yeah, that's sort of what this feels like. Just companies don't typically go, oh, we have all this extra money, so we're just going to give it away.
Remember, it's not even we're going to give it away. It's we're going to give it back.
Yeah. Remember when Apple they were like, we have $1 billion in cash on hand and we're going to use it for something, and everyone was like, oh my God, what's Apple going to, what humanitarian or whatever, like what sort of thing, maybe they're going to do some sort of technological investment, or some sort of, they're going to build an amazing thing, or they're going to start some sort of program. And then they were like, well, we've decided what we're going to do with all of our extra cash on hand. We're going to have dividends. And it was like, oh, right. I don't know why we thought it wasn't going to be just that. I don't know why we thought it was going to be anything other than just giving more money to your investors. I guess that makes sense.
Couldn't they just build like a space silo or something?
Well, they could have with that much money.
But the thing, and it's like yes, encouraging development in Unreal Engine 4 is good.
Yeah.
But that's what the 88% thing does. The retroactive thing in no way encourages new development because they're not going to do it again.
Can I be like the world's shittiest person?
Okay.
I'd be like, they should, if they're going to give you your money back, they should give you some small modicum of interest. Because while Epic was sitting on that money, they were earning on it. And so basically what Epic turned around and did is they...
the shittiest person?
Hold on, because basically what it is you gave Epic a 12, because it's, it was 30% and now the revenue split is...
Now it's 12, so it's an 18% change.
So you gave them an 18% loan, no interest.
Oh. That seems like an interesting interpretation. But fair enough.
That was me being shitty.
Yeah. So, and then, I didn't even know that they'd done this with Mario Odyssey, that they'd modded it to the extent that I assume you need to use some sort of tools on the PC.
You need to have your, because the Switch is, it's not that, like, when people are running modded Breath of the Wild, it's because they're running the Wii U emulated version on PC.
Right.
This you can play right on the Switch.
Yeah. But how are they doing things like giving Mario a Sonic suit? Like or building these levels. For them to be putting assets in the game, there must be some sort of import tools.
Yeah, you can like override the something about the chip and like trigger its like backup with like a USB stick. I don't know how to physically do the coding for this. I can't explain it to you. I'm not that kind of person.
There is the aspect where I was reading somewhere that there's a new revision of the Switch hardware coming out that might block some of this stuff.
If they're using a different chip, it certainly will.
But they because they were talking about with the original, because it is a thing that is on the chip. It isn't something that they can just fix with a software update, which is why people were so kind of stoked about it. It's not like they're going to be like, oh, you have to have this firmware. It apparently can't be fixed with firmware, but they are talking about that newish, Switches might not have this.
Yeah.
Wait, have it just a different chip. Because it's the Tegra X1 chip that is compromised, not technically the Switch, but and it's not just doesn't just affect Switches. It's anything that uses that NVIDIA chip is basically compromised.
So other stories. I didn't actually read into this RuneScape story.
So there was they updated the game. And it made it so that it converted item drops into money and always the maximum amount. Yeah, the maximum amount of money that the game can put into one square, which is like 2 billion whatever.
Yeah.
Wow. And so the problem is that they make the game. This is old school RuneScape, by the way, like as in the game old school RuneScape,
which people still play.
Yes, but they make their money off the game. Through DLC and stuff, which you can buy with real money or with in-game currency. So suddenly everyone in the entire game has billions of dollars.
Oh no!
And just buys a bunch of stuff, right? That they would normally have to pay.
Yikes!
Real money for. They just rolled back the whole game. So they had to roll. So they did they basically took the servers offline, and then they actually did it. They did the only rollback they have ever done in the history of the game, and rolled back the game servers to the earlier thing because they were seriously broke.
If you, like many people, have played Uncharted and thought, boy, they should make a movie of this, but with Nathan Fillion as Nathan Drake.
Turns out Nathan Fillion agrees with you.
And he and his production company went and made a 15-minute fan film. Literally, Nathan Fillion made an Uncharted fan film.
Just for fun.
That is really good.
And people love it.
With the Uncharted the announced major Uncharted film stuck in development hell for going on 3 or 4 years at this point. We can only hope that this does for Nathan Fillion being in Uncharted what the accidentally leaked Deadpool short did for Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool, because it looks awesome, and he can still play Nathan Drake and should.
Yeah, go watch this. It's 15 minutes. I haven't seen it yet because I've been busy today, but apparently it's really good. It's exactly what you want. So even if this doesn't happen and doesn't make a movie, you now have, as a beautiful gift to you, a perfect 15-minute miniature Uncharted movie. Thank you, Nathan Drake and Nathan Fillion.
Nathan Drake's not real.
Well, thanks, Nathan Drake, for inspiring Nathan Fillion.
Sure.
I thought you were going to say Nathan Fillion's not real. Because he's too good for this world. He's a precious gem.
So this is really cool. It's been hidden for a really long time, but the GameCube version of Animal Crossing had a thing in it where you could, one of the things you could get for your house was a Nintendo, and you could use that Nintendo to, and they had like little mini, you could actually like play little Nintendo games, thing, which is not that unusual in these kind of games where like you buy an arcade cabinet or whatever and you can play a game. The trick is how they did this was there's literally just a Nintendo emulator in the game and a bunch of like normal NES ROMs in the game. So people are like, oh, wait a minute, what if we loaded our own NES? And the crazy thing is, not only is it a normal NES emulator with NES ROMs, but the functionality was actually built but never used to load NES ROMs off a memory stick. Presumably because that was an idea for something they wanted to do at some point. So now, if you name the files correctly, you can stick your memory stick in the GameCube, load it up, and you can just play NES games on your GameCube.
Isn't that neat? It's super cool. What happened with the Pokemon Go Fest? This one didn't fail hilariously.
No, Pokemon Go Fest was good. And if you play Pokemon Go, which a bunch of us started doing again because they brought in friend codes and presents and new Pokemon, and it's kind of fun to walk around. And it gives you an excuse to go for a walk with your friends, which is actually what I like the most about Pokemon Go, not catching the Pokemon, but like walking around and getting out of the house. Then you would have noticed that there was cool Pokemon spawning all over the world this weekend, like Alolan Executors and stuff like that, and that's because it was Go Fest. And the whole thing, like, you had to buy the passes to get into the park, but basically everywhere was awesome, and it was even better if you went to the park. So Pokemon Go Fest was great.
We caught a very tall thing.
I caught so many good tall boys.
What's the way they did the actual like stuff in the park sounds really neat, because basically like what it was is like so there was all these extra stops around especially around the park, but also around the world. But in the park, if you just walked into the park, it was weirdly empty. Like there were no Pokemon there. Until, if you have a badge, there are a couple of like physical Pokemon stops in the park. You scan a QR code at that thing, and then suddenly on your thing, the entire place fills up with Pokemon and stops and stuff.
That's so cool.
So it's like this cool sort of virtual pass. It's like they're all hiding until you scan your QR thing.
Neat.
Which is a really neat idea.
Yeah, they had Lugia raids this weekend, which was great if you missed out. They were...
Sounded like you said Lugia raids.
Lugia.
Does not seem like a fun thing.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, and like Alolan Pokemon that hadn't been seen before, like the Digletts and the Geodudes, so now there's going to be a bunch of great-looking Gravelers with beards out there. It was quite fun.
Sweet.
Oh, and there was more shinies than normal this weekend. I caught a shiny Whalmer. I have named him Glitterburp.
Sorry, go ahead.
I don't want to get too into the weeds with this, but you may have been aware that there is, I believe the colloquial term is trade war between Canada and the US at the moment. It's deeply stupid, but one aspect of it is that things seeing a higher tariff being imported from the US into Canada is playing cards, and for whatever reason, the CBC decided to focus specifically on Magic the Gathering.
Probably because somebody in the CBC plays Magic.
Probably. When they reported on this story, it would cover any game
Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon,
playing cards,
and like playing cards like 52.
Yeah, because the tariff is theoretically targeted against like gambling, but Magic cards and various other trading cards get caught in the crossfire.
Yeah, so it's going to be, it looks like about a 10% import tariff. But Canada has imposed tariffs on steel, so...
Yeah, apparently, and aluminum, so apparently beer cans are going to get more expensive.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny, at the end of the article, there's a Kotaku article reporting on the CBC article, and at the end of the Kotaku article, they mentioned specifically, after all, Canadians gave us the Canadian Highlander format. They deserve a break, which is like, hey, random Canadian Highlander shout out, which is super cool.
Crazy Zony says, and don't feel special. We're having trade wars with everyone. Not Russia. Getting along great with them.
I didn't want to get too into the weeds, I said.
I do like that the trade war, how the trade thing goes back and forth, is that they aren't like related necessarily. So it isn't like, haha, you are taxing our steel, well, we'll tax your steel. Or it's like it's what they do is they like look at the list of stuff that gets imported and look at what they want to do in terms of, how they want to affect the other country. And then they just find the line item that hits at that level.
Yeah.
So you end up with these things where it's like, you're taxing our steel, well, we'll tax your playing cards. You're taxing rice, well, we'll tax goats. Like there's just this bizarre thing. So it's like, so because steel is more expensive, now playing cards are as well? Are they made of steel?
According to the CBC article, they think we put a tariff on. The CBC is speculating that there's a tariff on playing cards now because Mitch McConnell is from Kentucky, and there's a huge playing card manufacturer in Kentucky.
This whole thing is so stupid.
So basically, they did it not because they're really concerned about playing cards and trading cards, because they want to put political pressure on the Americans to drop it all.
Anyway. It is silly.
Yeah.
Hopefully things will become less silly.
So yeah, we had a lot of people
being hashtag politics.
We had a lot of people tweeting at us being like, are you guys gonna be okay? And it's like, I appreciate the concern, but like having to pay a little more for Magic cards is not like, are you okay sort of situation.
And then I love, so Fortnite Season 5, I think, just started. And I love that, like, there's all these stuff about, like, how the Fortnite map is changing for Season 5. Like, they're adding all these... There's, like, a golf game in it now.
Yeah.
Like, there's a
sort of a golf game.
Well, there's a golf emote where, like, you do the emote and you like, drop a golf ball and then you can, like, steer and fire it. And there's, like, a golf course.
Oh, wow.
And there's, like, a go-kart course.
That's so cool.
In it. But the thing is, these are not games that you play within Fortnite. These are just places on the Fortnite map.
Right.
So there's an asterisk beside all of these things where it's like, hey, you can play golf, you can go-karting, you can investigate this thing, unless somebody just shoots you in the ass.
Yeah.
Because you're still playing Fortnite.
There's still the shrinking, like, I don't know how you're supposed to do it around
and
the Storm Eye.
In fact, they've turned off, a while ago, they stopped you being able to, like, play in creative mode even.
Oh.
So now, like, it's always actually, like, you have to, come in and... So there's, like, all these things you could do on the Fortnite map that isn't killing people. But there's no guarantee that everybody else is not going to want to do those games as well.
I wonder if they're going to be like... Now, you can also build tower defense units and fight waves of zombies at nighttime during a game of Fortnite, of course, and then eventually be like, now we're taking away the Battle Royale part.
They're just gonna like slide it back
turn it back to original Fortnite and be like, finally our vision.
And everyone's gonna be like, wow, this game is really good. And they're like, we know, we've been trying.
It was funny seeing over the like couple iterations of packs that Fortnite was exhibiting at how the Fortnite booth got smaller and moved further away from the central location until eventually it was like a particularly small booth on the 6th floor annex at PAX West. And I assume if they do another booth at PAX, it'll be enormous. But it was just sort of interesting seeing like Fortnite shrinking away and everyone forgot about it. And then bam! Now it's huge.
Somebody needs to come up with like a, like a golf like commentary. Like, okay, now he's going up for the putt. This is going to be a difficult 60-foot putt, and now he's been hit by a rocket. Yeah, he's been hit by a rocket launcher. That's bad luck.
Someone erected a porta-fort right in front of him.
Yeah,
that's a shame.
Yeah. You.
That'll be a 2-stroke deduction.
Anyway, silly stuff.
I think that was about it.
Yeah.
So that's it for CheckPoint. Welcome. And goodbye.
Let's thank the subs.
Thank you for being here, for joining us for CheckPoint. Come back in an hour and a half for Dice Friends, which will be on the D&D channel, but we'll host it here.
And if you don't want to sub today, sub tomorrow, or a different day, or any other day. You do you, fam.
There's never any pressure to sub.
No.
They're doing another War Games? Yes. Good.
Yes, we'll be hosting the D&D channel, so if you would rather watch it here with our chat, and why wouldn't you? Our chat and our community is fantastic. You can watch Dice Friends on our channel, but you can also mosey on over to the D&D channel and hang out with them.
And remember, it is at 4:30.
Yes, 4:30.
All right, let's welcome some people. Starting with Felipe Modesto for 2 years. Breaking news. Scientists confirmed that 24 months are indeed 2 years. Major breakthrough.
Huge if true. Spicy Dungus with a 19-month resub says, hi.
And it's your friend and mine, Buckminst, for 11 months says 3-month resub. Oh, wait, this isn't binary. 11-month resub hype.
The GCS Smith for the GC Smith, probably, for 11 months. Yay.
Evacron 13 with a 55-month resub. CheckPoint sub, check.
Agnor 33 for 55 months says CheckPoint again.
GZ 56 for 15 months. CheckPoint roll call. Kathleen, Graham, the Twitch chat.
Paul. Affinity for Fun, 12-month resub. Oh boy, when you were checking these points. Fun fact, I started my subscription on the last live stream from the last Moonbase.
Oh, neat. We've almost been here for a year.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's the middle of July.
Space Pup is a brand new subscriber. Welcome to this lovely group of people.
Scar Red Tiger for 26 months. Thank you.
Sir Sputnik with a 13-month resub. Welcome back.
It's your boy or girl, Herbie Dantastic, 38 months. It's your friend.
Ashen Prime for 15 months. Thank you very much.
Hello again to Not the Penguins with a 20-month resub.
My goodness. It's Arconic Energy for 22 months. Says 22 months. It's like this number keeps getting bigger.
Strifeheart for 14 months. Thanks for everything, guys. Well, thank you, Strifeheart.
Look over there. It's Maelstrom X with a 2-month resub. 2 months and counting. Welcome back.
My God, hit the floor. It's Asterix Reaper. They're a brand new subscriber.
The War Doctor 8 is a new subscriber. Welcome.
I just checked my phone and oh look, it's Raven with 52 months. Who says 52 years, months.
JS 18, 13, 17 months, many numbers.
Dumble 3K for 2 months. Love y'all. CheckPoint for life.
CheckPoint for life. And the Joe743 with a brand new sub. Welcome to the channel.
Oh my goodness, it's Martin Kaka for 8 months. Says 2/3 of a year. Seems like it's been longer, but oh well.
Tino Didrikson for 33 months. Trivia. In 1933, the first singing telegram was introduced by the Postal Telegraph Company, now Western Union.
House of Shadow with a 9-month resub. Welcome back, House of Shadow.
Evlenok for 7 months.
Not who you think, 17 for 16 months. May as well do this now, because y'all won't see it during Dice Friends.
True facts.
True.
And hey, 200 bits from the Great Weirdling. Thank you so much.
All right.
Greatness is equal to weirdness.
And weirdness is next to cleanliness, and cleanliness is next to godliness, and God is empty just like me. Smashing Pumpkins references.
It's weird the way the song actually said Smashing Pumpkins references in the song.
I mean, that's how you could tell that Billy Corgan was on a real artistic downslide.
Yeah.
Yeah. How is the NWA doing? Don't worry.
Anyway. I was about to say, I thought it was bankrupt.
Aw.
Thanks everybody for watching. And yes, 4:30, going to be some Dice Friends. Tomorrow morning, there's going to be some 9 o'clock at its new time, which is Tuesday morning.
Tuesday mornings for 9 o'clock. Tomorrow for New Day Tuesday is you.
That's muy. Sorry, what? What game is it?
You and Corey are going to check out Octopath Traveler.
I have a lot of editing to do.
Or not.
Well,
maybe it'll just be Corey.
Somebody's going to check out Octopath Traveler.
Why do I sign up? I want to play Octopath Traveler, but it's my day to edit the panelists.
We will be following one of the 8 possible futures that involves people playing Octopath Traveler.
I mean, I want to play Octopath Traveler, but I also don't want to be here till midnight.
And then it will be one more.
And then Talking Sim on still Fallout 2.
Fallout 2?
Yeah.
And then Wednesday morning is a stream. It's a lot of Magic on Wednesday. It's a stream Wednesday morning of Magic on the Magic channel. Very excited. It's our first Magic stream on the official twitch.tv/Magic. And then we'll be following that up on our channel with more Magic, because it's the preview, it's the streamer showdown arena thing that was supposed to happen last Wednesday, but there was a blarp. And then I can't remember what's happening on AFK. That's probably about as far as in the future as we need to go.
AFK is going to be the XCOM board game,
right?
Which should be quite interesting.
That'll be very fun.
Mm-hmm. Is anything going to replace 9 o'clock on future Wednesdays? Yes.
Yes, the official stream on the Magic channel.
Thing.
That is a going forward thing.
That's happening on the Magic channel. We'll host it here as well. We need that room to do the Magic stream, so we can't do another thing at the same time. So
that's why. So yeah, going forward, 9 o'clock is on Tuesday. Magic is in the 9 o'clock slot on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm. Surely Cam is on XCOM AFK. I
believe so.
He is indeed.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it was one of those things where it's like, is Cam available for AFK XCOM, or do we reschedule AFK XCOM?
Yeah.
Any word on Watch and Play? Is Watch and Play canceled or moved to Thursday? No. This is a morning thing. That's why it replaces 9 o'clock.
But it actually is replacing the Magic, or the Magic is replacing it though, isn't it?
What?
The second Magic stream.
Oh, okay. Going forward.
No, but yes.
Wednesday mornings is a Magic show on the Magic channel that does not replace LRMTG, which still happens Thursday afternoons. This Wednesday only, there's also a Magic thing on our channel at 2 p.m., which is a special streamer arena thing.
That is kicking Watch and Play for the week.
That is, yeah, but that's just this week.
So not forever.
No. Though I want to see if we can find a place to do a Watch and Play thing. So.
All right. Thanks everybody for watching.
Does the Magic show on the Magic channel have a snazzy name, Grim?
It's LRMTG, but on a different channel.
Woo!
All right.
Although the Magic show on the Magic channel is a pretty sweet name.
I think they have a show called the Magic Show.
Magic show on the Magic channel. It's not magic. It's streaming technology and it's well documented. Just go read about it online.
Thanks for watching. See you guys in a bit.
Bye.